Welcome everybody to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay, Queensland. There's nothing but Net Media and Live Sport Australia present to you the QBL Men's Grand Final Series between the Mackay Meteors and the Townsville Heat. I'm John Guarna. Tonight I'm joined by Dave Derwin. Dave, this is going to be a tremendous series between the number 2 and number 3 teams in the QBL competition. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, all the business end of the season, Johnny, really exciting. Again, the two best teams have proven that they belong here with great wins over the last couple of weeks, and the crowd is packed. Great place to watch basketball here in Mackay, and looking forward to the next few days.
It's going to be a tremendous series. I had a quick opportunity to catch up with both head coaches before the game. Let's take a listen to Mackay Meteors head coach Cam Trigar.
In such a, maybe the closest year in a long time. Preparations have been good for us. We got our NBL guys back a couple of days ago, so they could get off their legs. The local guys are fired up. It's not their first barbecue. They've been to many grand finals, so hopefully our experience plays a part this weekend.
You guys have all the experience, like you said, in the grand finals. How much are you going to rely on that, and how much does that benefit the team heading into the series?
I think it's big for us and a lot of guys with experience as well. So we're a strength in numbers team. We believe, if we get 6 or 7 solid contributions, that no one can beat us in the league on any night. So if we get multiple contributions from those guys who have the experience, we've got guys that are hungry, guys that have lost grand finals. So yeah, it's going to be really a special weekend for our club.
You split the series with Townsville. How much do you take out of those 2 games heading into this series?
I loved the way we played Townsville. I loved our fight, particularly in the second game. We would have took a much bigger step forward without Sean. Lucas played 10 minutes. I think they played about 19 minutes. Down Luke Harvey. The boys fought extremely hard. That was a really tough match. So I love our fight against them. It's going to take that again tonight. Got some extremely good pieces. Josh Wiltshire's on a tear. Jamil Anderson's ceiling is extremely high. Justin Baker is a load down there in the block, and Pete Crawford. You don't need to say too much about him.
So what's it going to take? What are your keys for Mackay to lift the trophy at the end of the series?
I think we need, obviously, Josh Wiltshire off the on-ball screens. We're going to see a lot of that action because he's very good at it. We'll need to do a job there. The ball's going to go into the block on Baker. We'll need to be solid defensively and make all his touches difficult ones. We can't allow lane line touches. And then PC, you got to take away anything easy for him. He's 38 years old, but he can still kill you. As long as you take away the easy stuff, the rangefinder looks, keep him off the free throw line. I think we've got to make it a grind for him over 3 games. So, yeah, I think our depth hopefully will play a part in that, and we can send multiple bodies at their key guys.
Awesome, Cameron. Thank you so much, and good luck for tonight in the series.
Thanks, no worries, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's not halftime, it's the first quarter. Thanks to Cam Trigar for joining us for that pregame chat. Now we'll go to the interview that I was able to have with Townsville Heat head coach Rod Anderson. Preparation been heading into game 1?
Yeah, we've had our shoot around today. We've locked our game plan in, so it's over to the boys now, and they've got to mentally prepare for the game. I think we've done everything to try and physically prepare them for the game. So it's over to the fellas now, and we think we've got a pretty solid game plan. So let's see if they can carry it out, and if it's the right game plan. So if they carry the game plan out and it's wrong, it's on me. And if they don't carry the game plan out, it's on them. So I think we'll be fine.
How much of that game plan was built off of the 2 games that you played? You split the games versus Mackay this season.
Yeah, the first game we played was in round 3. That was a long time ago. Jamil Anderson was still really new to us. Josh Wiltshire still was coming back from his foot injury, so they also didn't have TJD up that last time. Then when we played them, I think it was in round 12, they didn't have Sean Bruce, we didn't have PC, so I think you can throw all that out of the window, and these 3 games are going to be pretty close. I think they're all going to be single figures, and it may come down to 1 or 2 possessions either way, and who can get a stop at the right time, who's going to make a really big play. So, this is what the QBL finals are all about. I'm excited as hell.
Your 2 finals games were pretty close. How much do you think that benefits you guys playing 2 pretty tight games, single elimination games?
Yeah, I think we're pretty battle hardened, but Mackay are as well. They got pushed pretty hard last week by Rockhampton. I think they're trailing for some of that game. So, the Northern Conferences, you've got to battle your way through the North just to get to this point. So, I think both teams are ready to go. We're both, in pretty good form, and I think it's the two best teams that have made the grand final. So, may the best team win.
And how is it going to be, Rod? What's going to be the keys for the Townsville Heat to lift the trophy at the end of the series?
It's just going to be a constant effort for 40 minutes. I still don't think we've put a full 40 minutes together yet, so that's one big thing, just to make sure we've got that, constant effort, the second and third penetration to the basket, the second and third efforts on defense. So that's the first thing, but we need some guys to really step up. Josh Wilcher's been in amazing form. Justin Baker's probably been our MVP for the season, but we need Jamel Anderson to do what he's done the last couple of times against Mackay. And Peter Crawford hasn't played as well as he probably could have the last couple of games. So, he's such a great player. I don't think you can hold him down for too long.
All right, well, Rod, wish you the best of luck tonight and for the series.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Can I please ask you to remain upstanding for our national anthem to be performed this evening by Mr. Ken Sanders. Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, golden soil and wealth rejoice. Our home is good by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts, oh beauty rich and rare. In history's page, at every stage, advance Australian men. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australian men. Thank you, Ken.
One of the more unique renditions of the Australian national anthem we've heard so far this QBL season, Dave. It comes in the grand final series, Dave. This is a great matchup between the 2 and 3 seeds coming into the final series. People think both teams are the best. They've proven to be the best because they're the last two standing. What are your thoughts on the Mackay Meteors, who everyone seems to think are the favorites in this final series?
Yeah, well, I think the Townsville boys have not been too happy with the lack of love or lack of tipping, which is all the more fuel to their fire in the underdog tag, which is good for them. So let's talk about Mackay a little bit. Obviously, one of the toughest teams all year. You've got an NBL quality lineup with Bruce Walker, Cedar, Trigard, Diop, etc. So they got a great starting five, and then they've got seasoned, experienced veterans who come in and give them good minutes and good energy. So they're a really great team, and that's why they're here again, and they're continuing on this great Mackay tradition of late, where they've really built a model program on senior men's and women's basketball.
And the Townsville Heat themselves, they have a lot of confidence coming in. They played 2 tough games. They beat Cairns on their home court last week in the semifinals. They beat Southwest in a tight game, but what turned out to be in a tight game in the quarterfinals. The Heat are no slouches either.
No, absolutely. And again, the Heat haven't been in the big dance for some years, but they've been playing some good basketball at the right time of year, and they're certainly confident. So they've had some good wins, good scalps against Cairns and the Pirates, obviously, and that's off the back of fantastic seasons from Wilcher and Baker in particular, and obviously PC's been one of their clutch guys this year. So, really both super strong starting fives from both teams, and I think everyone likes to talk about the who's the guy on the bench who's going to give me something in the grand final series. I kind of disagree. I think it's one of the key starting five who's going to step up and just give that little bit extra something.
Dave, your keys to the game for the Mackay Meteors. We asked the coaches that. What are your keys to the game from Mackay?
Well, I think for Mackay, it's pretty simple. I mean, Trigard's been there, and as has many of the guys. So Coach Trigard is just going to be fairly poised, regardless of the highs and lows of the game, the peaks and troughs of the runs. and the stoppages where we're not getting buckets. So I think for them, it's just continue to be poised. They know that they have the skill and experience to get over teams in the fourth quarter when it matters. So for me, it's just around execution, staying level-headed, weathering some of the defense energy that Townsville will bring, which they did a good job last week against Cairns, and doing their thing because they know what to do. So,
right. And how about for Townsville? Townsville, again, like I said, they're coming in with the underdog mentality. What are their keys if they want to win tonight and the series?
Well, I think for them, I think Wiltshire going to get his. So for me, I think it's how do I get PC some buckets? How do I get Anderson some easy buckets? And I think if they can transition a little bit more, that's the other thing that they really want to try and get some cheap buckets and push the ball, which again puts the Mackay defense under pressure.
All right, Dave, you're going to be brave enough and tip a winner in this game tonight and the series?
Well, you do it to me every week of late, and I've made a couple, lost a couple. I think let's just go game by game. I'm going to tip Mackay tonight.
All right, so he doesn't want to make the winner for the series, but he's tipping Mackay. Dave, I'm not going to make a tip, so I get to play Switzerland. Just before the tip, I want to give a shout-out to Regina Edwards, Justin Baker's mom. She's tuning in live from Sacramento, California. Thank you so much, Regina, for tuning in. And also want to give a shout-out to the rest of Justin Baker's family all over in Sacramento and all over the United States and the world. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We're getting set to tip off, Dave. This is going to be a good one. I can't wait. Some key matchups, though, you see right away. Mackay's got their full squad. It's an NBL-level squad. This team could compete in the NBL, can it?
Yeah, certainly can. And again, it's interesting to see who they match up with. I think Anderson may take Bruce at moments tonight. Equally, I think they'll switch a lot of their matchups. So it'll be really interesting to see the next couple of nights in particular, and maybe a third game, as to what is the matchups and who has the best effect against each other.
I'm particularly interested to see who on Townsville is going to guard Sean Bruce. They've put Jamel Anderson on the opposition's best player, and Townsville wins the tip. I'm expecting to see Anderson against Bruce, and Bruce picks up the charge on the first possession of the game. Anderson looking to come out aggressive, and Bruce beat him to the spot. Not the start Jamel Anderson wanted, Dave. You've pointed Jamel Anderson out as a really key player for Townsville in this game and the series.
Yeah, absolutely. I think defensively, we know what he's going to do, and I think he's a solid defender, that's for sure. Offensively, he needs to give us, if I'm a Townsville guy, I think he needs to be getting in that high 15s plus for the next couple days.
Baker missed the three, goes out of bounds. Looks like it went off of Mackay. It's going to stay with Townsville. Like the look there from Baker. It was a good look. He can hit that.
Absolutely. I think, going back down the other end, good first set from the Meteors. Establishing Diop down low early. Good shot.
Yeah, they're going to look to attack. I believe that they're going to, and talking Mackay, they're going to look to attack Wiltshire and Baker, looking to get them in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Crawford hits a two.
Good look off the out-of-bounds play. And again, we talked with Coach Anderson after the game last week a little bit about what would he do this week. And again, it was certainly how do I go and get PC some buckets.
Yeah, well, Chris Cedar is also capable of getting buckets. That's a nice sign there for Mackay. Cedar getting to the bucket early. Wiltshire chases down the offensive rebound. It's 2-all. Jamel Anderson, top of the key three, is too strong. Job comes down with it.
Yeah, we talked about Cedar, and he's been a terrific player in the QBL for a while. Another good take.
You got to like what you see out of Chris Cedar, looking to get into the paint early. 2-2, we're all knotted up. Reese working against Trigar, flips one up, it's off.
And I like that. I think Reese and Baker are both really good field goal percentage throughout the season, Johnny. So that's they need to have a nice balance between inside, outside, and then Wiltshire can go and do his thing.
Now Trigar going to work one-on-one with Reese. Jump shot is good. He's done that a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, textbook. Again, keeping the ball high for those young guys out there. And just shooting right over the extended hand from Reese.
Baker going to take a long two. That rattles in and out. A lot of outside shots to start the game here for Townsville. A lot of contact. Wiltshire comes up with the steal. The Townsville bench wanted the charge. See Coach Anderson working the referees here, looking to get the call. Wiltshire turns it over. Left his feet, that's the Cardinal sin. Cedar, pass though for Diop, goes out of bounds. So it was a good idea, just miscommunication between teammates there. 2.5 in, Dave, 4-2. Mackay with the lead. What are your thoughts in this quick 2.5?
Well, I mean, it's on cue, Johnny. Both teams moving the ball side to side, getting guys involved. Obviously, want to get everyone a touch, get some of the nerves out. I'm expecting a pretty standard opening here. Again, a little bit too much early jump shots from the Townsville crew, but great play. Anderson backdoor. And that's exactly what they need to do. They need to run a little bit more stuff on getting others involved because Wiltshire go get his.
If Diop is going to be hitting the jump shot, it could be a long night for Townsville.
Yeah, they got to defend that. He's certainly handy and can step out, make that jump shot, operate off the baseline as well.
Here goes Baker going right at the defense. He kisses it home. And again, I want to see more of that from Baker. He can shoot the jump shot, but I like him going to the rim also. I think it opens up his game outside as well.
Yeah, and I certainly like the energy that Townsville's expending at the moment. They're really going at Mackay, and as you would expect, but you know, there's respect, but they need to establish themselves early in this first quarter as well. They certainly deserve to be here, and that's where
Anderson picks up a foul. That's going to be his second personal, Dave. He was battling for a position with Lucas Walker. So early foul trouble here for Townsville and Jamel Anderson.
Yeah, well, Coach Anderson needs to have a think about it. I think the conservative in me would be subbing Anderson out. And if I'm Mackay, I'm going straight at him.
Walker finds Strigar. Free throw is good. And you see McCauley getting set to check in for Townsville. Gonna go small here. McCauley's the backup point guard. Wiltshire guarded by Bruce. Here comes Crawford. He'll step back. Three-pointer is short. Walker comes up with the defensive rebound. Diop working against the defense, misses the layup. And then Cedar picks up the personal, trying to steal the ball. And it's only his first foul, but that's a silly foul there from Cedar. You know, that those are the ones that could come back to haunt you later on in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, just having that little simple chop at the ball. McCauley did check in.
Yeah, McCauley checked in for Jamel Anderson, who's going to have to sit with 2 personal fouls. Wiltshire looking to get going. Floater is no good, but he's fouled. See who they give that one to. Looks like it's going to go against Sean Bruce. Yep, that's going to be his first. So Wiltshire going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Wiltshire had a huge game last weekend in the semifinal win. Finished with 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. He can't get on the board with the first free throw.
Yeah, good action from them off that weak side action. And again, that's where Wiltshire can certainly do his thing.
So 1 of 2 from Wiltshire. Cuts the lead to 1. It's 8-7 for Mackay here. There's Bruce on the dribble, fading away. Jump shot is short. Baker with another defensive rebound. Pretty good job there from Bruce. Looked like he forced that one, trying to get it going.
Yeah, I think a little bit of frustration as to haven't had a shot up yet. Get one up. Interesting to see how often they balance the amount of man versus the amount of zone tonight too, Johnny, as Wiltshire banks in a 3. Hey, you'll take it?
We're going to give him that one?
You take it.
All right, he'll take it. It'll get him going. Townsville has their first lead of the night, 10-8. Cedar working against the defense. It's short, but there's a foul call. That one's going against Brendan McCauley. That's going to send Cedar to the line for 2 shots. Luke Harvey going to check in for TJ Diop. And Keegan Tudhope checking in for Townsville. Matty Reese going to take a breather.
Yeah, everyone's talked a lot about the Andersons and the PCs, Johnny, but I think Reese is a guy that, you know, I want to try and establish as well. If he can get in and give me 10 and 8 per night for the next 2 nights or 3 nights, whatever's required, that's going to be a bonus that the Heat will certainly, you know, welcome, because he's certainly capable of establishing himself there, especially when the defense is always going to be looking at Wiltshire and PC and so forth. So he'll have the opportunity to hit the glass and post up and go and get those little points.
Baker, the pass was to Baker. It's stolen though, and then nearly stolen back. Walker though loses it out of bounds. It was a good job there by Harvey, giving it up early. He wanted the return pass. Cedar tried to go weak side.
Yeah, and that's always some of those decisions where, you know, as a coach you kind of get frustrated, but equally that's what Cedar does. He brings the good energy, and sometimes you take the good with the bad.
Wiltshire finds Toot Hope. He's open for 3, puts it on the deck, hands out to Wiltshire. 3-pointer up. It's short. How good has Lucas Walker been in the QBL this season for Mackay?
He's been amazing.
Harvey leaving his feet, pass is stolen. Wiltshire nearly turned it right back over. And here comes Toot Hope, who's also been great for Townsville. Wiltshire hands off, Baker, 3 is up. It rattles home for Justin Baker. 13-10 lead now for Townsville.
Well, I like Baker's just telling the crowd too, I'm feeling all right. I like it.
Yeah,
let's get the crowd rocking.
He can do that, and they need him to put up some big numbers if they want to win this game. And there's a foul there from Peter Crawford. 4 team fouls for Townsville. There's a push from behind from Peter Crawford.
One of our local Mackay fans believes he should have been ejected for that, Johnny. I probably disagree, but I love the enthusiasm.
A lot of contact, so good call by the referees. Give him that. Cedar getting set to inbound.
Got to love the Mackay.
Pass nearly stolen there by McCauley.
Got to love the Mackay faithful too here, Johnny.
Yeah, they've treated us well, and all the fans across the QBL have treated us fantastically so far throughout this whole season. So I want to thank everyone for their hospitality and their support of our coverage as well. 13-10, Townsville leads. Baker working against Harvey, turns around, fade away, jump shot too strong.
Yeah, Harvey did a good job of defending him.
Here comes Bruce, his floater is good, plus the foul. Sean Bruce gets on the board in a big way. If you give him a head of steam, he's dangerous. You got to slow him down at half court at least.
Yeah, but more importantly, Johnny, I think he got a good cork out of it. So we'll have to see how that one, as you can see him limping around, I think he might have got a knee to the quad, which is bad news.
Yeah, Mackay's going to take a timeout, so we'll take one as well. 3:34 to go in the first quarter. It's a 13-12 lead here for Mackay over Townsville. The QBL Men's Grand Final presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you here at McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay. Not a good sign for the Mackay Meteors. Sean Bruce fouled on that play. Look, we thought it was a cork. He came to the bench on the timeout. He's trying to walk it off, but they're going to have to sub him out, and someone's going to have to shoot the free throws for him. Not really a good sign considering how tough Sean Bruce is.
No, absolutely. I know, and obviously we're just guessing, but there was a fair bit of contact under the rim. So he's certainly limping, so he might have been an ankle sprain or something as well. Didn't quite see it.
Well, let's hope the best for Sean Bruce. Looks like it's going to be Mitch Gamblin who's checking in, and Chris Cedar trying to take the free throws for Sean Bruce, but it's going to have to be Mitch Gamblin.
Yeah.
Where's Regan when we need him?
It's the good call. It's the right call. I like the sneakiness of.
Hey, I got to give it a go. Regan Baker, of course, is covering the women's grand final series between the Mackay Meteors and the Brisbane Spartans. Regan's joined tonight by Dan George and the Southwest Metro Pirates point guard Sydney Parsons.
Now that'd be a good call down there in Brisbane.
Gamblin hits the free throw, ties it up at 13. Gamblin, a pretty handy guy to bring in off the bench as well.
Yeah, again, he's been around too, brings toughness, really experienced player.
Wilcher's three is good. Townsville's got that deep shot going here early, Dave.
Yeah, and for Townsville, they might get a lot of energy out of this Sean Bruce situation. Good cut from Harvey.
Gamblin stops and pops. He's off. Baker is fouled there by Luke Harvey. It's going to be the third team foul on Mackay.
And we talked about a little bit of poise for the Mackay boys, Johnny, and I think that's where, right now with this group, the Bruce injury, again, just keep it simple, run our stuff, get the ball to Cedar, let him do his thing, establish Trigard and Walker, and everyone just play their role.
And Walker's been quiet to start here. Crawford's pass is tipped. Baker saves it. Gets it out to Wilcher. Baseline floater is up. It's off. Tipped around. There's a foul somewhere in there. Let's see who the referees give that one to. That one's going to go on Mitch Gamblin. That's the fourth team foul for Mackay in the quarter. 2:38 to go in the first.
Well, one more and the heater in the bonus as well. Mackay's already in the bonus.
Crawford inbounds to Baker. There's a fresh 14-second shot clock. Tudhope, long two is good from Keegan Tudhope.
Yeah, good execution from the Heat.
5-point lead for Townsville.
Tudhope's done a really good job for them, in particular in this finals run.
Walker leaves his feet. Floater is off. Crawford comes down with it. Walker got himself in that awkward position. Townsville's got numbers here. Wilcher finds Murray in the corner. Three is good. McCulley hits the three. The 3 points are falling in a fury for Townsville.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they wanted.
McCulley comes in and hits the three.
Which was just
under two.
Moving the ball and not being so reliant.
Again, Cedar not settling for the jump shot, getting in the paint. 21-15. Townsville being very methodical in their offense, Dave.
Yeah, they've done a good job of being patient. In the last few minutes, Wilcher's been more aggressive, and Townsville, as a result, have done a good job. And their offensive production has improved in the last couple minutes.
Baker gets to the paint. Layup attempt is good by Justin Baker. He's got it going on, Dave.
Yeah, good take again from Baker, going straight at Harvey.
23-15, approaching a minute to go in the first quarter, and then there's a turnover from Mackay. Betts gonna check in, and Reese gonna check in. Looks like Baker gonna get a breather. And McCulley and Baker getting a breather. So Betts and Reese check back in. Wilcher working off the Tudhope screen. Gets in the paint. His shot swatted by Cedar. Cedar lets him know about it too. Shout out to Jason Borg on the microphone here in Mackay. He liked that one. The Macktown faithful liked it too. Crawford's three is up, and that's good. Mackay struggling to defend the three. They're down by 11, Dave. Cedar shot blocked by Betts. Wilcher, now Crawford recovers. They've got a 3-on-1. Crawford no look to Betts. Layup attempt is off.
Well, Mackay's just needs to settle a little bit here.
Blitzav has checked in for Mackay. He gets it over to his coach, Cam Tragar. Baseline jumper is good.
And that's a good way to settle. Get the ball in the coach's hands and let him do his thing. Just a couple, the last couple of sets. Again, just sort of racing through the offense. Forcing a couple of early looks.
Wilcher's three is off. Offensive rebound, Betts, he puts it home. What a job there by Ethan Betts to come in and give some solid minutes. But Dave, it's the end of the first quarter. And guess what? The Townsville Heat are up 28-17.
And more importantly, on the Mackay bench, no sign of Sean Bruce.
No sign of Sean Bruce at all. We'll see if we can get an update, but it's the quarter time break, and Townsville's up 11, 28-17 on your QBL Game of the Week. The Grand Final Series presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.
What are they doing? Where's my stats?
Welcome back, everybody, to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium, where at the quarter time break, it's a 28-17 lead for Townsville over Mackay. Dave, let's take a look at some of the statistics.
Just having a look here for you, Johnny. Yes, obviously Chris Cedar's got 6 points, and captain coach Tragar has got 6. Other than that, it's been a bit quiet here for the Mackay Meteors, as the last couple of minutes have had a bit of offensively struggling a little bit. But equally, in a couple of their games in the last few weeks, Johnny, they've had slow starts, and they had a big lead. Logan had a good lead on them, and Rocky led them early. So, I don't think there's any need for concern right now. But they do need to clean up the defensive assignments. Wilcher's sort of got a little bit more freedom in that last couple minutes.
And no doubt about that. That has a lot to do with Sean Bruce going out injured. We're unable to get an update on Bruce. We'll continue to see if we can get something for you as Tragar hits the floater along the baseline. But pretty good first quarter if you're the Townsville Heat, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be really happy, and they'll get a lot of confidence out of that as well.
Here's Baker on the wing. Three-pointer is up. It's too strong. Cedar comes down with the defensive rebound. Betts is in the game. Now Tragar has it going one-on-one. His floater is off. He gets his own rebound. Putback is good. Kind of like what you see out of the coach captain to start the second quarter.
Yeah, well, he's been there, done that many times in many different jerseys, getting championships wherever he goes. Generally, Reese with another good tip in.
Yeah, we've seen Baker use that hook shot quite often. We were out in Townsville last weekend for the semis. He's got that hook shot going.
Yeah, he does. Certainly capable. And again, that's the kind of aggressiveness that if you're a Mackay fan, you got to love. Establishing Tragar in the block and then playing out of that.
And we see Bruce, he's back out. He's still limping around. It looks like it's an ankle or something, but Tragar is taking over here. His jump shot, though, on that one is short.
Yeah, he doesn't look real good, Sean Bruce. That's not a very good sign for Mackay fans.
It's definitely not. They're definitely a different team without Bruce. Baker's jump shot is too strong. Blitzavs comes up with it for Mackay.
Yeah, Blitzavs, again, we only covered a couple of Mackay games this year, Johnny, in Brisbane. But Blitzavs was terrific for them. as Rass hits the glass with a good bucket.
A good job there by Rasmussen getting the offensive rebound. He was wide open. In the one matchup that Townsville had with Mackay without Sean Bruce, it was that Townsville win, 96-81. Crawford gets to the bucket, layup too strong.
Yeah, good take from Crawford though. So again, good patience early on from the Townsville Heat. Done a really good job offensively.
There's Blitzavs. His layup attempt is short. Good aggressive take though by Lucas Blitzavs. Betts getting some big minutes. We didn't see him last weekend in the semi.
No, a little bit of a shortened rotation from the Heat last week.
Crawford's pass is tipped out of bounds. TJ Diop going to check back in. He's going to give the coach slash captain slash top scorer Cam Trigar a breather. Reese checks out. Hope checks back in. Excuse me, Jamel Anderson checks back in for Townsville. Anderson playing with two personals. Wilcher pass inside for Baker, working against a double team, goes right at it, hits short, but he gets his own rebound. There's the hook shot, it's good from Justin Baker.
Yeah, I love the tenacity from Baker, kept going at it. Diop did a good job of defending him, and Baker just wanted it more. Got his offensive rebound and went straight back at him again.
I don't know how I haven't come up with this, and I'm sure Baker would have heard it at some point throughout his career, but great nickname for Justin Baker has to be Justin Baker, shot maker.
Well, hopefully his family in Sacramento are listening in, Johnny, and maybe they like it.
32-25, the lead here for Townsville. Betts misses the layup.
Yeah, good take again. Good spacing from Townsville. They've got to be really happy with offensively how they're playing.
Cedar can't get that one to fall. Good job there by Betts defensively, just to contest that Cedar shot. Blitzavs nearly steals it. Anderson has it now, though, for Townsville. Goes right to the rim. Finds Wilcher open for three. It's in and out. The Townsville bench was ready to explode.
They are. Well, they had some impressive cheerleading last week, Johnny.
32-25, 6 minutes to go in the first half. Cedar gets it over to Rasmussen. He could hit that one. It's up. It's good from Rass. Cuts the lead to 4. Anderson on the wing. Finds Hope. Now Wilcher, top of the key, 3. Uses the pump fake. Throws up a floater. It's off. Tipped around, and they're going to get a foul call. That one's going to go on TJ Diop. First team foul there for Mackay in the second quarter. Gamblin going to get a breather, and Lucas Walker going to check it in. Sean Bruce getting some treatment. He's on the sidelines. It looks like it's his right ankle. We'll try and see if we can get an update at some point on Bruce.
Yeah, Gamblin came in and gave good minutes then too for the Meteors.
There's 5 on the shot clock. Wilcher is going to have to make something happen here out of nothing. Step back 3 is up. It's good from Josh Wilcher. Probably not how they drew it up, but they'll take it.
Yeah.
Walker puts the ball on the deck. Good defense there by Baker. Now Cedar has it. Crossing over on Betts. Floater is off. Good job there by Diop to save it.
Great job.
Rasmussen.
Diop going for assist of the year on that one.
Good job by Diop to save it going out of bounds.
Yeah, just good activity on the glass. Always working hard, hitting the offensive rebound, which is exactly what they need at the moment.
Then Anderson turns it over on the other end. 4:46 to go in the first half. It's 35-30, and a timeout taken on the floor, Dave, by the Townsville Heat. Pretty good timeout. Let's keep it here, though. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think a really good timeout. He was reading my mind, that's for sure. And offensive execution, they just struggled a little bit in the last couple of minutes. So first quarter, Townsville, gold star, offensively, defensively. The last few minutes offensively, they looked a bit off. And again, it's not a 16-minute game. It's a 40-minute game, and there's 2 or 3 of them. So that's the thing. Can they withhold the same energy that they've had the first quarter? So a really good timeout, I think, where they just need a bit of a settler.
And you see Bruce on the sideline. He's still injured. I think the initial shock of losing Bruce kind of caught Mackay off guard, and it energized Townsville a bit, but they seem to have settled down and gotten into a better rhythm offensively. And defensively, I think they're doing a better job. Let's give them some credit as well. They've tightened the screws a bit on Townsville, forcing them to the perimeter.
They have, and I think a lot of that is led by Coach Tragar, who simply said, we go with the 5 dudes that are on the court. And so if Bruce can't go, Bruce can't go. But it's not a good sign. I think it is his ankle, and he's got his shoe off and maybe some ice on. So, a bit disappointing for him, obviously, as probably the league MVP, you would think, Johnny, this year is injured, which is, you never want to see that in the big moment.
He's certainly got to be the favorite for MVP. 3-point shot there. Cuts the lead to 2. The great equalizer, the 3-point shot in effect this evening. Lucas Blitzavs picks up his personal foul there. It's his second team foul, his second personal as well. Just over 4 minutes to go in the half. It's a 2-point game. Wilcher comes off the Toot-Hub screen, splits the defense. He's fouled in the paint. That one's going to go on Chris Cedar. That's his second personal. It's the 3rd team foul for Mackay. Cam Tragar going to check in for Rasmussen. And Gange going to check in, give Chris Cedar a breather.
Gange has got an important role here. He's just got to keep Wilcher in check.
Baker's jump shot is good. That's not an easy bucket there for Justin Baker.
Yeah, I'm loving the Diop Baker matchup right now.
Here's that zone you were talking about, Dave, from Townsville. Walker's open though for 3. It's off. Tipped around. Baker comes down with it.
Yeah, we saw a shoot around this morning for the Heat, and they certainly were going through a lot of a bit of their zone and how they're going to defend Mackay. So you would anticipate they're going to throw a fair bit of zone at them tonight. Maybe more so now with Bruce out.
Betts corner 3 is up. It's too strong.
Yeah, good look from Anderson, and that's what you need from him as well. A little bit of creativity where, sure, you want some more offensive production and some points, but if he can if he can attack and dribble, penetrate, make something happen, then he sucks the defense in and creates that open pass.
Tragar, little teardrop is short. And here comes Townsville. They got a 3-on-2 going. Toot-Hub back to Betts. Layup is good. Good transition bucket there. It's a key to the game for Townsville, you said, Dave. Get out and run.
Yeah, they've certainly done it, and they've been really good in transition. Interestingly, only one shot here for Lucas Walker in the first half. So Johnny, which is well below his 22 points a game. So Mackay's got to recognise that and try and involve him in the game because he's been pretty quiet so far.
Wilcher getting his first breather of the afternoon. Crawford checks in. Tragar, no look to Gange, who misses it. Walker offensive rebound. Put back blocked by Baker. What a block there by Justin Baker. Toot-Hub gets it out now to Anderson. Gonna reset the offense. Betts has it now for Townsville. Going one-on-one, leaves his feet. Anderson again along the baseline. Finds a cutting Crawford, blocked by Tragar. There's a foul inside against Townsville. That one's going to go against Keegan Toot-Hub. That's the second team foul. Good job by the referees here, Dave. Only 5 fouls called so far here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they had a 10 or 11 in the first quarter. which is, as you'd expect, a little bit of that.
Betts steals it, goes up for the layup, it's good. Ethan Betts having himself a game, and Coach Trigar going to take a timeout, Dave, so we'll take one as well. We're under 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's a 41-33 lead for Townsville over Mackay. The QBL Men's Grand Finals presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium here in Mackay, Queensland. Is the QBL Men's Grand Final presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Just about 2 minutes to go in the first half. 8-point lead for Townsville over Mackay. Good timeout there for the Meteors.
Yeah, it was a good timeout, and the Heat come out with a bit of a full court pressure here.
I like the different look. Mackay beats it easily. Trigar's jump shot rattles in and out. Baker comes down with the defensive rebound. Baker doing a really good job on both ends of the court, Dave.
Yeah, he's been really physical so far. Been terrific.
Wilcher driving the baseline. Dumps it off for Betts. Now back out to Wilcher. Three-pointer is up. It's good from Josh Wilcher.
Well, we didn't tell you who we didn't give a bit of love to, Johnny, in the pregame was Mr. Betts, and he's killing it. He's had a terrific impact since he's been in the game.
Well, we didn't see him last week in the semifinals, so I wasn't sure if we are going to see him tonight, but he's a difference maker for Townsville. They're up 11. Gamblin finds Diop. Baseline jump shot is good from TJ Diop.
Yeah, good penetration, and that's what Mackay needs to do. Just focus on the simple stuff. Middle penetration, driving kick. Diop, Trigar, Walker, they're all terrific around the rim and the sideline baseline action. So they just need a little bit of daylight, and they'll do their thing.
Crawford's jump shot is short. Baker, though, chases down the offensive rebound. We said Crawford really needed to have a big night tonight. He's been quiet so far, but Townsville still up 9. Wilcher fires a three. That rattles home as well.
Yeah, they gave up the ninth offensive rebound. So obviously they hit the three, Johnny, which is important. But what's more important is the 9th offensive rebound they've allowed tonight.
And Townsville doing a good job getting hands. There's Wilcher coming up with the steal. And there's about a 3-second differential between the game and shot clock. So Townsville trying to hold for the final shot of the first half. Been really impressed with this first half here from Townsville, Dave, particularly on the defensive side of things. Let's see what they can do this final shot. Wilcher, a lot of contact.
Oh.
He's fouled. He's going to go to the line for a couple.
Wow, tough call. Tough call.
My clock says 1 second, but there's 4 seconds to go. So Wilcher going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Yeah.
There's a lot of contact on the way there.
And again, we didn't have the greatest angle, but good penetration.
McCulley and Tudhope going to check in. And Crawford gets a breather.
And the good penetration gets us the reward, Johnny, with 2 more foul shots. So, you know, really good first half from the Heat. Anytime you can hold this Mackay group to 35 points at home, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself.
Wilcher hits the first one. Second one is good as well, so Wilcher going to get a breather. Jared Figg checking in. And Max Murray also checking in. So Wilcher and Baker getting a breather here with 4 seconds to go in the half. Good timeout, good substitutions there by Coach Anderson too. Here comes Walker with the head of steam, kicks ahead for Gamblin. He's got to get the shot off. He loses it out of bounds. That's going to end the first half, Dave. And going into the halftime break, it's a 49-35 lead for Townsville over Mackay. Very, very impressive first half for Townsville. I thought they did a great job defensively, crashing the boards. They controlled the glass on both ends. They gave themselves second chance opportunities, and they kept Mackay off the offensive glass, particularly Justin Baker.
They did, and again, we'll just check the stats, Johnny, but it looks like something like a +7 on the rebounding for Townsville. And overall, they just were a little bit better in most of the departments, and hence they've built a nice 14-point lead. And probably half-time couldn't have come quick enough for Coach Trugard to just have a bit of a settler and have a talk to the boys and look at where they're at and how they're going to come back from this big lead.
And it's a 14-point deficit for Mackay. Sean Bruce went down. He hit a tough floater, a lot of contact. Looked like he landed awkwardly, and we haven't seen him since. He's got some ice on his ankle. Looks like they got walking crutches out. I'll see if I can get an update for you when we come back. But it is halftime, so we'll take a break. We'll come back with a few minutes to go before the start of the second half with some statistics and hopefully an update on Sean Bruce. But at the break, it's 49-35 for Townsville over Mackay. The QBL Men's Grand Final Series presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium here in Mackay, Queensland, for the men's QBL Grand Final Series between the Mackay Meteors and the Townsville Heat. It's game one, it's halftime. It's a 49-35 lead for Townsville over Mackay. Dave, taking a look at the stats, what are they telling you at the break?
Well, first I'll just give you the no-stat version, Johnny, and that would be that Townsville doesn't have to change a great deal. Offensively, they've mixed it up a little. They've run some good sets. They're getting what they want. Offensively, so, you know, they're going really solid. Defensively, again, I like their energy. They're in lanes. They're being active. They're getting stops. Both teams shooting 44% from the field. Mackay's had a few more shots. The rebounding is, Townsville has a slight advantage. And again, as we knew, Wiltshire and Baker are getting theirs. So, you know, that's all positive from Townsville. For the Mackay team, we just checked in with Coach Robetsky, and Sean Bruce is done for the night with an ankle sprain, and it looks pretty nasty. So, you know, you've got to question if he's even back for tomorrow or Sunday if that happens. But focus on who you got. They need to find a way to get Walker involved, plain and simple. Only 3 shots for Walker, 3 rebounds, so he hasn't had a huge impact on the game. And this is coming from someone who's averaged 22 and 10 for the season and has been one of the best players in the QBL this season. So, you know, Mackay really needs to find a simple way to get their standard production from Walker and Tragar and Cedar and so forth and Diop. And they're certainly capable of getting back in the game.
And how about Townsville? They couldn't have asked for a better first half. Up 14, getting contributions from everyone. I thought the bench really, though, provided a tremendous spark for Townsville, and particularly Betts and Toot Hope.
Yeah, they did. They were tremendous, and that just carried on, and then it gave the opportunity for the starters to have, you know, some well-deserved rests. But again, this Mackay team's not going to be too rattled. They're just going to chip away. Tragar's been there before. Cedar, Walker. Just be pragmatic about it, where we want to be in the next 10 minutes. If they get it to about a 6 to 8 point game by three-quarter time, they're okay. They know they've got the horses that can get it done. And
Townsville did it also in that first half without really getting much from Peter Crawford. We thought he was going to have to be a key contributor. He still has to get going, though. They need, if they can get that third option, I think it gives them another level to their play.
Yeah, they certainly do. And again, from a Mackay point of view, you know, PC had 2 of 7. And it's got 5 points, so that's pretty good as far as limiting someone of PC's quality. And again, if we have a think about a couple games ago, Johnny, you know, Townsville gave up a 20-point.
Foul called on Wiltshire. That's his second personal.
Sorry, Johnny, we got interrupted by the steal, but you know, Townsville did gave up a huge lead to the Pirates and almost lost to them 2 weeks ago. So,
well, the referee's checking the basketball. I think it's a bit flat. They're going to change it over. One thing I'd like to point out, though, too, Dave, turnovers for Mackay. I think they'd have to cut down their turnovers.
They did. They had 7, and Townsville did a really good job of looking after the pill. 4 turnovers.
And there it is again. Walker leaving his feet. Crawford comes up with the steal.
Yeah, just keep it simple. I mean, I'm not sure what Walker was trying to do. If you want to give Cedar the ball, just give it to him and then let him operate in a simple pick and roll.
And Reese got great position there at a left-hand hook shot. It's now a 16-point lead for Townsville, 51-35. Foul from behind. That one's going to go on Crawford. His second personal. It's the team's second team foul as well in the third quarter. Blitzaz finds Cedar. Here comes Mackay. Rasmussen jump shot is good. If they can get Rasmussen going, it might open things up for Walker and maybe for a Diop and Tragar.
Well, this is the kind of game where they really will need Blitzaves, Rasmussen, and guys like Harvey, etc., to go and do their thing and maybe give you a bit better production than what they're normally used to fill in for the gap that Sean Bruce has.
Cedar's going to fire a wing three. That hits nothing but the bottom of the net. And Dave, you know as well as most people watching that if Cedar can get going, he could take over this game all by himself.
Yeah.
Pass again by Crawford, stolen.
Not a good start here from Townsville. It's, you know, so remarkable how halftime, Johnny, can just change everything in sport.
Rasmussen along the baseline. His jump shot is too strong. There's a foul inside.
Well, they're getting good looks. They're getting turnovers. They're getting fouls drawn. Great start from Mackay early on.
That's the third team foul. That one's going to go on Matty Reese. Cedar fires a three. That's too strong. Alley-oop pass stolen. Blitzavs comes down with it for Mackay. He's going to push the pace now. Gets to the rim. Blocked there by Reese. It goes out of bounds off Blitzavs. Good defense there by Matty Reese. Really saving Townsville from that one. The seas parted for Blitzavs on his way to the bucket.
Yeah, he did. And he tried to take an extra step and just not long enough to get around Reese.
Townsville a bit sloppy, though, to start this second half. Go back to Baker. He's working on the baseline. He's fouled. It's going to be a blocking foul against Brad Rasmussen.
I love the move, though. Good aggressive move from Baker.
What were his numbers at the half? He had a great first half.
11 and 8 for the first half.
Well on his way to the double-double.
Yeah, he was easily the best guy on the floor in that first half. I agree, Johnny.
Yeah, for either team.
Yeah.
Wiltshire getting set to inbound.
Oh, it's silly foul from Rasmussen. Understand he's trying to be physical and push him off where Baker's trying to get a catch, but
crowd doesn't like that one. Rasmussen, a fan favorite. He's been playing this trade here for a long time. Anderson's going to fire a deep one. That's good. That's a two-pointer. If Anderson could get going too, geez. It's a 13-point lead. Anderson struggled offensively the few times we've seen Townsville this year.
Yeah.
There's Trigar working against Reese. Good defense there by Reese. Out to Blitzavs. His three-pointer is too strong. Walker offensive rebound. Fades away, though, and misses.
I don't know what he's fading away for. He should have went straight up with a nice power layup.
There's Wiltshire penetrating. Right-handed layup is good by Josh Wiltshire. Townsville's getting anything they want, Dave.
Yeah, they are. The Mackay defense has leaked a lot of easy points so far tonight, Johnny.
There's Trigar. Hook shot is too strong. Baker comes down with it.
I'm not sure why Diop's sitting. I mean, I think, especially with no Bruce, they really need him.
Wiltshire inside. Baker puts it down with two hands. And the timeout's going to be taken by Mackay. Good timeout, Dave. Let's keep it here, though. 57-40. Looked like Townsville started slow, but they've really picked it up in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, they have. They did start pretty slowly, and again, it's already swung back the other way with penetration. Obviously, the shots help with Anderson making the last bucket, but again, Wiltshire, simple penetration. Hit Baker for the dunk. Happy days, Townsville.
Yeah, Baker wide open, and I think Wiltshire doing a better job. We saw last week he carried Townsville really offensively. He's doing a better job tonight creating for his teammates and looking for those other players.
Yeah, and that's the key balance between, being a ball-dominant point guard, getting yours, but also facilitating and giving everyone else involved.
57-40 here. Coach Trigar screaming instructions to his team here without Sean Bruce. Obviously, Bruce is a difference maker, Dave, on both ends of the court. How much does that play into your mind? As a team, you know that you're at your best with Sean Bruce. Does that affect you mentally?
I think with the player hat on, I think you think about it less than what a coach does. From a player's point of view, you just know you've got to step up and do your thing. And as they, that common analogy of, the next guy up, do your thing. They know the system, etc. Play your role. From a coach point of view, obviously, you think about it a bit more. But then you just got to move on. He's not here. He's probably not going to be around for the weekend, I would say, based on how he looked. So you just got to move on.
Cedar doing a good job with some dribble penetration, forcing the foul.
It's just more importantly, Johnny, that, you know, Walker can't have 0 points and 3 rebounds and then have a chance. I mean, if their production doesn't lift from him, then this game will be over soon.
Well, I see we've seen Mackay a couple times, watched lots of games on Huddle, and Walker is best, obviously, in transition. If you're not stopping, getting stopped, so it's hard to get out in transition. But again, I like to see him working that baseline. He's really good working those short corners, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. And I think he's such a tremendous athlete that, you know, you can run some stuff for him. And really, I think that the focus from Townsville's been, you know, certainly containing and looking at packing the D and allowing Mackay a little bit to shoot from 3.
Wilcher's jumper's good, plus the foul. Josh Wilcher, he's starting to heat up here in the second half, Dave.
Really pivotal period here in the next few minutes, Johnny, to see this the character of the Mackay team. They're down 18. What are they going to do? Are they going to fold, or are they going to fight and chip away like we talked about to start the half?
Well, as you said, in their matchup versus Logan, they started out with a big deficit. They also were down a bit last weekend versus Rockhampton in the semifinals to come back. You don't want to dig yourself too deep a hole at the moment. It's 19. Townsville's up on Mackay.
And they just got to take it really simple, possession by possession.
There's Walker dumping it inside. Harvey finishes plus the foul. He was looking for the yam, but he laid it in. That foul is going to go on Justin Baker. That also puts Townsville in the penalty. Baker going to get a breather, and Tudhope going to check in.
Haven't seen any zone from Mackay early on either, Johnny, so I wouldn't be surprised if they switch that up a little bit to give Townsville a different look.
So Harvey completes the three-point play. We've got about 5:40 to go in the third quarter. It's Townsville up 60-44. Wilcher working off the screen, nearly loses it, he does. That one hurts a little bit, Dave. Not too much pressure there, turning it over. The crowd's starting to get into it. Could start to feel the momentum swinging towards Mackay a bit here.
Yeah, a bit like, dribbling's a bit like chocolate, Johnny. A little bit's nice, too much, not so nice.
I disagree with that statement. Can never have enough chocolate.
Righto.
Gamblin nearly lost it, gets it over to Cedar. He's got 8 on the shot clock. Finds Job, cut into the bucket. Job loses it. There's 3 on the shot clock. Cedar puts up a deep one. It hits the front of the rim.
Well, no one from Mackay is really presenting themselves to be an option right now, Johnny. Hence, Cedar had to shoot a bailed out 3 with a couple seconds left.
Crawford has it stolen there by Walker. He'll push. Nearly lost it. Finds Job cut into the paint. Left-handed layup is off. Now Wilcher on the far wing. Hits Reese. Rip through move along the baseline. Kicks it out for Anderson. Now Wilcher has it. There's 6 on the shot clock. Anderson corner jump shot. It's a three-pointer. It's off. Crawford, though, offensive rebound. Elbow jump shot from Crawford is good. That's a layup for Peter Crawford.
Been doing that for a long time.
62-44. Every time you think Mackay is going to have a bit of a run in them, then they're going to get Luke Harvey for the offensive foul. He didn't like the contact outside the three-point arc from Reese. They're going to get him for the offensive. And it looks like Coach Trigar going to take a timeout, so we'll take one as well. About 4:10 to go in the third quarter. It's a 62-44 lead for the Townsville Heat over the Mackay Meteors. The QBL Men's Grand Final presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium here in Mackay, Queensland for the men's QBL Grand Final Series between the Townsville Heat and the Mackay Meteors. It's game one and Townsville's up big, 62-44. Crawford's three is off. I like the look coming out of the timeout. You still want to get Crawford going.
Absolutely. I think it was a really good look as Gamblin finds Diop with a big dunk.
That'll get the crowd back into it. Good job there by Gamblin finding his big man.
Yeah, they just got to be patient, chipping away with that simple offense. Penetration, find the open bigs.
Here's the zone you were talking about, Dave.
Well, they just had to give Townsville a bit of a different look. And if Wiltshire wants to hit them,
I think he hit that one from Townsville.
He certainly gave that one from 3 feet out. But at the same time, they need to do a little bit of different look.
Trigar, baseline jump shot's good.
And then that's obviously a nice counter from Trigar where they really need to establish him in the next little while.
Wiltshire leaves his feet, finds Betts. Betts' teardrop is good. He's been fantastic tonight. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, big game from Betts.
Walker open for three. Now over to Jupp. Baseline jumper's good. So the team's trading buckets at the moment. 2:30 to go in the third. 17-point lead for Townsville.
Well, +5 for Townsville so far this quarter.
Crawford's going to fire a deep three. That rolls in and out. Offensive rebound. Betts gets it out to Reese. Townsville going to work some more clock here. Wiltshire has it now with 8 on the shot clock. He'll fire another deep three. That's off.
Little heat check.
Got to give it to him. He's been fantastic in the third. Walker skips it. Pass is way too high there for Gamblin. Even though if Lucas Walker with his hops could have got that one.
Yeah.
You're watching the QBL Men's Grand Final Series between the Townsville Heat and the Mackay Meteors, presented to you live by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Guys, if you haven't done so already, please visit the Live Sport Australia Facebook page. Give us a like. We're presenting to you live basketball action all throughout the QBL season. We're trying to present to you as much live sport as possible as Anderson misses a three. Toodhope gets it back and puts it in.
Yeah, they missed out a lot of, I know it was an air ball, but again, you've got to anticipate that and have physicality on your offensive player.
There's Walker finding Job. He misses again. Job's missed a few of those at the rim.
He has missed a few that he wouldn't normally eat for breakfast.
Betts gets in the paint, kicks it out to Toodhope, who thought about the three. Reese will take a long two. That's in and out. Tipped around, and Mackay saves it. Got about a minute 10 to go here in the third. Cedar's going to fire a wing three. That's too strong. Rasmussen getting set to check back in for Diop. McCulley has it now. Hands over for Betts. There's 9 on the shot clock. Betts kicks it out. Toodhope's got to put it on the deck. Gets to the rack. Left-handed layups and air ball. Reese misses the follow. Gamblin out to Cedar. Now Walker wide open. Top of the key three. It's too strong, and Betts comes down with the defensive rebound.
That would have been a very well-received bucket for the Mackay faithful.
And Townsville can hold. There's about a 5-second differential between the game and the shot clock. Good ball movement leads to Betts. He's got 6 now. Betts has to make something happen. Passes inside to Reese. He's got to get the shot off, and he's going to get called for the travel. So 7 seconds to go in the third quarter. Rasmussen going to get a check in for TJ Diop. Reese going to get a breather, and Max Murray going to check in for Townsville. Cedar now. leaves his feet, loses it out of bounds. They're going to say it stays with Mackay. He was looking for the foul call. There's about just under 2 seconds to go, so enough time for Mackay to get a decent look.
Getting a little chippy here too.
Been a physical game. Townsville and Mackay both playing physical ball. I like it. It's been a great game so far. Cedar finds Trigar. Baseline jump shot is off. And that's the end of the third quarter, Dave. It's 69-50 heading into the final quarter of action.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the budget of ESPN to give you, has a team ever come back from down 19 in the fourth to win the grand final, Johnny? So I can't tell you the answer, but I can tell you it's going to be a pretty difficult task.
It's going to be a tremendous task in front of the Mackay Meteors. It's the end of the third quarter. We'll take a break as well. 69-50 the score. Townsville up on Mackay in the QBL Men's Grand Final Series, presented to you by Live Sport Australia and Nothing But Net Media. Welcome back to the McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium in Mackay, Queensland. Heading into the fourth quarter, it's a 19-point lead for Townsville over Mackay, 69-50. Dave, it's a big, big task in front of Mackay if they want to come back in this one.
Yeah, big task, and I think that's why, you know, we talked in the opener, Johnny, about the pedigree and the program that they've built here in Mackay, and now they need to prove that they can do it with that pedigree. So it's certainly not written off yet, but it is going to be a tough ask, and if they're going to have a chance, then you certainly want to see them chipping away, you know, like we said earlier, about 6 to 8 points would want to be the gap at about halftime, halfway through this quarter, to give the guys some confidence.
Well, they're going to have to get some points and get points in a hurry here. Down 19 into the fourth quarter here of game one. We're going to go get Walker going. They got it to him on the block. He's working against Crawford. Turnaround jump shot's good by Lucas Walker.
Well, there you go. I don't know why it took 30 minutes, but that's what they need to be doing.
They need to do a better job defensively as well. They got to get some stops, Dave.
Well, they have, and they did it. They did an okay job.
They came up with a steal there. Cedar comes up with it.
They held Townsville to 20 in that third period, then, Johnny, which is okay. That's a foul that they missed.
No call there. Some defensive rebound there to Justin Baker. Townsville is really doing a good job, though, Dave. Also, different players have stepped up in different times.
Well, they have, and they've all played their role. And you know, I mean, Wiltshire got 26, Baker's got 13, but they've all done their role, moving the ball well.
Going to give Trigar a warning. He wants the calls on both ends. He felt Cedar was fouled on that other possession. And then he wants the same call that Crawford just got for Chris Cedar. Wiltshire checking back in for Betts.
Well, I think, you know, Trigar's got a fair point. I think that was they missed the one down the other end. They get the other one. He's frustrated. He's got his MVP out for tonight. So clearly he's got his coach cap on. He's a bit frustrated, but certainly a fair question, and all players and coaches want is that consistency. So maybe the referees missed one. They're human too.
Referee's done a great job letting both teams play tonight in my book.
And well officiated. Listen to Tragar, it's a grand final. Everyone's a bit emotional.
They let him have his piece, which is good to see. Walker leaves his feet, throws one up, it's off. Making decisions in the air, that's never a good thing.
Yeah, and again, we just went in the first play, a really simple possession that's basically unguardable.
Crawford from the corner, his three rolls in and out.
And again, he's being more of that facilitator where they don't need facilitation, they need scoring right now.
Rasmussen with some contact. Referees let that one go, he misses.
Yeah, another poor shot. A couple of poor shots here.
They're playing for the foul, they just got to play to the whistle.
They do, and again, just be simple.
Cedar comes up with the steal, kicks
Great
ahead.
pass.
It's a great look, and Gamblin finishes.
Yeah, Cedar's going to have to put this Mackay team on his back in order to will them into this over the last 7 minutes here. If they're going to get home with a win in game one, Johnny. Another turnover.
Nearly a turnover. Crawford saved it, though he turned it over with the behind the back pass. Big screen there from Rasmussen, and they're going to call an offensive foul. And I think Mackay, the roof might come off of this place, Dave.
That's it.
Rasmussen doesn't like it. It was definitely heavy contact. Wiltshire took a big stack. Someone just picked up a technical foul too. I think it was Rasmussen.
Yeah.
Townsville, though, going to take a timeout. I saw the T coming. I don't know who they gave it to. Someone picked up a technical. Timeout on the floor, though. The crowd's not into it, Dave. This is going to be an exciting last 7:36.
Well, I would like to see it again with my naked eye. I thought it was a good, solid set screen, and Wilch didn't see him and just got pinged on a nice, solid pick in transition. I don't think anything illegal about it. Again, just seeing it live, what did you see?
Honestly, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, so did I.
I did think it was an okay play. I thought Rasmussen was there in time. It was heavy contact, but like you said, Wiltshire didn't see it, which is why it made it look so bad.
He just turned blind, and again, you know.
But heavy contact nonetheless. It'll be interesting to see if this technical foul gets Mackay fired up and gets them back into this game.
Well, they didn't need it because they had back-to-back steals, Cedar, and they were looking so much better. And now the correction's going to have to be, because the referee's going to tighten it up dramatically, right? So again, if I'm Mackay, who really needs to get back in the game, they need to pump it in and look to go to the foul line and really punish the Heat.
Braden Hesselhurst, the coach of the Sunshine Coast Phoenix, texted me, said, dude did not move. So we know Coach Hesselhurst didn't like the call. But he's a coach. He never likes any calls, does he? Only if it's for his team. Again, not sure who the technical was on. I think it was on Mitch Gamblin.
Again, and I got Joel up in PNG's checking in, Joel Kalu, again, who was one of the more instrumental guys here in this Mackay program. He reckons it was a good, solid screen too. So tough call, just as Mackay were getting back in the game with a bit of momentum.
Oh, Coach Kalu wouldn't play favorites, would he?
But he could be a little one-eyed.
Come on. Much love to Coach Kalu, but come on, Joel. He would never say a bad thing about the Meteors.
Mackay just needs to focus again.
Big block there by Diop. Does look like a bit more energy from Mackay.
Yeah, and if I'm Townsville, it was a good timeout. It was a really good timeout from Coach Anderson, but I'd be really concerned over the next couple of minutes because now Mackay is angry enough that they're finally in the game. I know the score doesn't say, Johnny, but the defense has really picked up. Good answer from PC.
Great answer there from Crawford with the pull-up jump shot. 17 points the lead. Under 7 to go. 74-57 the lead. Job's going to fire a long two. It's too strong.
Gee, they let him shoot it. I mean, you know, Diop's a solid jump shooter, so I don't know why they're daring him to shoot it.
Crawford feeling it. Jump shot's good.
Great answer from Crawford. 2 big buckets just when they needed it.
And he was pretty quiet leading into the fourth. There's Walker spinning to the bucket, blocked by Baker, but they're going to get Baker for the personal.
You know, and that's what Walker should have been doing 30 minutes ago, to be honest.
That's the first team foul for Townsville. Walker going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Justin Baker just picked up his 4th. And he's going to get a breather. Keegan Tudhope going to check in for Justin Baker. Walker missed the first one. Second one for Walker is good.
Yeah, 1 of 7 from the floor now for Walker. He has got 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a few turnovers, but they really need his offensive production now.
Wilcher goes inside to Reese, out to Anderson. Anderson again along the baseline, finds Reese. Jump shot is way off. Blitzavs comes down with it. Then it's knocked out of bounds off Crawford. (76-58) the lead. We're under 6 to go in the game now, Dave. Blitzavs gets to the bucket to lay it in. Wrong points there, sorry about that. 76-60, 5:40 to go now. Wilcher has it. Crawford's feeling it deep. 3 is too strong. Packing in a bit of zone there for Mackay. Different look from them.
Yeah, well, they've only scored 7 points so far, and PC's got 4 of those 7. So Mackay's done a good job defensively of stopping them. Tragar with a great seal.
Plus the foul. Cam Tragar hits the bucket. It's the danger time. Coach Anderson doesn't like the call, but that's a good call there. That was definite contact.
Yeah. Well, and again, like we said, after that incident, you knew it was going to be real ticky-tack, so smart basketball from Tragar, good seal, good vision.
76-62, 5:13 to go in the game. Tragar at the free throw line for 1. Sorry, he hits it.
They just got to continue here, Mackay, to stay focused. Daring Anderson to shoot.
It's too long rebound. Reese saves it to Wilcher. Crawford skip pass, nearly lost it. Anderson, long 2 is good. Jamel Anderson with the big bucket there for Townsville. Cedars 3 is good.
Well, it's a big hit from Cedar, but they can't just simply exchange buckets. That's just poor form down the other end, Johnny, giving up that offensive rebound. Maybe the fatigue's starting to kick in a little bit for Mackay.
Wilcher gets it out to Anderson.
With everyone having to do a little bit more with no Sean Bruce. Good D from Cedar.
Crawford felt the contact. He was looking for a foul call. He did not get it, and the Macktown faithful into it. 4:18 to go, 78-66 the lead for Townsville.
Well, they're doing exactly as we talked about, slowly chipping away, Johnny. And the crater comes alive. 4 minutes 13 on the clock.
Cedar guarded by Anderson, goes to his left. Gets the screen from Tragar. He's double teamed now, finds Tragar at the free throw line. Jump shot is up, too strong. Walker, big offensive rebound. That's a huge board there from Walker. Now Cedar again from 3. It's too strong. Tipped around and Wilcher comes down with it.
Yeah, they need to get some more inside outside. Establish something in the block. Everything's from the exterior. They don't need threes and jump shots necessarily. I'd be looking to punish Brisbane, the Townsville inside.
Baker squaring up against Trigar, finds Anderson. Floater is good, plus the foul. What a look there by Baker and a great finish from Jamel Anderson. 3:26 to go. Townsville up 14. And timeout taken on the floor, Dave, so we'll take one as well. It's an 80-66 lead for Townsville over Mackay. The QBL Men's Grand Final Game 1 presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Welcome back to McDonald's Mackay Basketball Stadium here in Mackay, Queensland. 3:26 to go in the QBL Men's Grand Final Series Game 1. And it's Townsville up 14 over Mackay with Jamel Anderson at the free throw line for a three-point play opportunity, Dave. During the timeout, we were talking, if it's going to happen, it has to start happening now for Mackay.
Well, they've done a good job to get back in the game. And just like last week, every time Cairns pushed and challenged Townsville, they had an answer. So, you know, we've got to give some credit to Townsville. They've done enough to fight back every time, and they've done enough again tonight to continue this lead.
Anderson misses. Walker gets the defensive rebound.
And that's the thing, a lot of people don't appreciate the amount of energy it takes when you're down 18, 20 points.
Blitzav's three-pointer is too strong. Crawford saves it for Townsville.
Wow, that was a travel.
Townsville doing a good job, though, too, Dave, working the clock.
And they have, and Wilcher's been pretty quiet in the second half.
Three-pointer from Crawford.
But that guy hasn't.
He has stepped up tremendously in the fourth.
You know, we talked about keys to the game was getting guys like PC and Anderson going. PC's got 14 points now. Anderson has 8.
Walker just missed a 3. Baker's got to have his double-double by now.
He does have 13 and 10, Johnny. But again, he's had a really quiet second half.
Walker tips it out. It's recovered by Townsville. Baker jump shot is short. But Reese chases it down. Crawford's 3 is up. It's off. That's a heat check. Probably not the best one, but you got to respect it from PC.
Yeah, well, he's looking for the killer blow. And when you're up a lot, you can do that.
Chagar lays it in. Baker tying his shoe. Luke Harvey going to check in for Cam Trigar. Good offense, defense here from Mackay.
Well, and it also could be Coach Trigar being clever enough to know that maybe this one's in the bag and we need to regroup for tomorrow night.
15 points to lead, 2:06 to go. Wilcher pushing it. Crawford goes to Baker in the block. Now back out to Crawford. Leaves his feet. No look pass to Reese, and he lays it in. That's a nice look there from Crawford to Reese.
Yeah, I mean, with super respect to Sean Bruce, obviously hurting being out, PC has been superb tonight. Again, if it hasn't been the shooting, it's also been his energy, moving the ball, making the extra pass, getting the hockey assist often, which is not doesn't show on the stat sheet, but he's been terrific tonight.
Wiltshire settling things down. About a minute 30 to go, 14 points of lead for Townsville. They've got 8 on the shot clock. Wiltshire's going to fire another deep three. That's good from Josh Wiltshire. And a timeout taken. Oh, I thought they were going to take a timeout. Justin Baker's ready to celebrate this big win for them in game 1. He's putting the airplane out. Reckons he's Jared Hayne. He spent too much time down under. Must have not stopped the clock or something. There's a minute 22 to go. Bett's going to check back in for Wiltshire. The minute 22 to go. Gamblin's in. He's going to run the point for Mackay. Cedar, step back three is up and good. Cedar's been great in the second half.
Yeah, he's had a superb game as well. He's got 19 points leading the Mackay Meteors. Tregar's had an efficient 17 as well. And as we said, Sean Bruce, 6 minutes, 2 points. You know, heartbreaking for him to get injured after such a superb season.
That foul is going to go on TJ Jupp there. That's his third. That's going to put Mackay in the penalty.
Yeah, Lucas Walker's had a, you know, he hasn't had a bad night per se, but they need more from him. You know, his efficiency, and I know it's not everything, is a -21 tonight.
Crawford and Baker checking out for Townsville. They're happy. Their team looks like they're going to steal game 1 here in Mackay.
And on the flip side, Baker, who's had a terrific game, as a ±, he's a 16. So, you know, that's the spectrum for two key guys for each team.
Reese hit them both. That's pretty much going to seal it, Dave. What was your thoughts overall in this game tonight? I thought Townsville was great from start to finish, particularly on the defensive end.
Yeah, they certainly were. Had a few shaky moments, but they did enough. Every time Mackay punched them, they punched back. So great win for Townsville. Mackay, they just simply have to have a really grown-up attitude about it. We lost our point guard, we move on, we go with who we got. Let's adjust our game plan tomorrow, and I'll see you at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. That's a tip-off time.
7,
sorry. And then it's in game 2. Game 1 means nothing. Simple game. They were going to win tomorrow night and force the third game.
What are the adjustments, or what are some of the adjustments, if you're a coach, Tregar, that you'd be looking to make for Mackay from tonight to tomorrow?
Well, it'll be really interesting to have a chat to Coach Tregar after the game, but the inside-outside for me was a bit poorly balanced and not enough penetration and adjustment. You know, when you lose your point guard, that really hurts and disrupts stuff. So Cedar was great. Tregar was great. And the other guys have got to simply step up to fill that gap. So again, it's just keep it simple, and have that level of experience that they can do.
What does Townsville need to do to wrap things up tomorrow night?
No, just more of the same. Their defensive intensity's been great. Offensively, they're sharing the ball, and you know, really, just if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So they've had a great job. And again, the last couple of weeks, they're building some good momentum. So they'll have all the confidence that they can come and win tomorrow night.
Well, it's a huge win there from Townsville. They really controlled things nearly from start to finish. I thought players stepped up at different times for Townsville, and Mackay really struggled to get anyone going. The only player who really was consistent, at least offensively for me, was Tregar and Cedar from Mackay.
Absolutely. So again, really, you know, great game 1. Townsville with the first win. We'll see if Mackay can bounce back.
That'll be interesting to see. We'll try and get you some final statistics for you. But taking a quick look at the Townsville score sheet there, they're going to win 90-74. If you take a look at Townsville, leading the way for them in the points was Josh Wiltshire. He finished with 29 points. Crawford finishes with 17. And Baker had, where am I? Baker finished with 13. He was great in that first quarter, really had things going on. He slowed down a bit, but finished with the double-double. Crawford finished with 17. Wiltshire had 29 and 7. I mean, just a great job there and well-balanced attack from Townsville.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the final score, 90-74. Dave, anything jump out at you there statistically?
No, nothing else we haven't talked about all night long. It's a simple game. You got to get some stops. You got to make some buckets. So, and this group from Mackay knows exactly what they need to do tomorrow night to make that adjustment.
All right, Dave. Well, that's going to wrap things up for me and Dave here. I want to thank Chris Sieber on the camera. I want to thank James Bowman down in Sydney from Australia Sports Network for all the graphics and all of his support. For my co-commentator, Dave Derwin, I'm John Guarna. Guys, tune in for Game 2 tomorrow night. Can Townsville wrap things up here in Mackay, or will Macktown knot it up at 1? We'll be live for you from 7 p.m. tomorrow night on the Basketball Queensland YouTube channel. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in to another presentation of QBL Basketball by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.